So, a long day at work always seems to be stressful. And I thought, one of my favorite things to do is to paint. And tonight I got home and I thought, this is the only thing I want to do. I want to paint something. And sometimes when you're in that mode of just give me a paintbrush and let me relax, because watercolor is relaxing. Sometimes you don't know what to paint. I thought, okay, let's work on a simple flower that just uses those basic brush strokes. See, I can't even talk. Brush strokes, and we're just gonna make some pretty flowers. So, what I love to do, the one basic stroke, super simple, is where you. Let me see if I can aim in there. Amen. Zoom in, something like that. Is where you take your brush, touch the paper, push down gently, and then as you drag out, push down more, and then let up gently. And you have that basic flower petal or leaf stroke there. So it's like heavy pressure or light pressure, heavy pressure, and then bring it up for light again. And this is a very thin brush, but you can kind of see the gist here. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use this stroke to make some roses, really loose roses. I'm going to make them in a C shape like this. So it's same brush stroke. Oh gosh, I am tired. I'm just taking it, same light pressure, heavy pressure, and turning the brush as I do it, okay? So I've got my paint ready to go here, mostly. And I'm gonna start up in the corner and just make some C shapes, forward C, a backward C, and that's how I start my rose, real simple. And then I do the more wide pressure strokes and just kind of alternate where you go to with those, back and forth, kind of let out. It's like you're letting off some steam there, making these beautiful roses. So real simple, they don't have to be perfect. I like that. Probably my favorite part of this is they don't have to be perfect. Because gosh, when you are trying to relax, the last thing you want is for something to stress you out. You don't need that even in the least. Okay, so just real simple. And I say that, and I know I've worked on this stroke a great deal, and I still don't have it perfected. I like it better than I used to. Your roses don't have to be perfect. That's why we call them loose roses. I hope you could see those other ones on the video. I keep moving this card around closer to me. So just kind of alternate where I start my petal. And again, it's that light pressure, push down, heavy pressure, and pull back out. And I am using a kind of a different brush. It's a round brush, but it's a long round by Princeton. It's their Aqua Elite, which I used to I was in love with the Neptunes, which I still really like. The quality of the brushes, but these Aqua Elite, they're like top notch for me. I don't have to have the real super expensive ones, maybe someday. Nah, if it has a good point and it does what I want, that's all I need. And it holds the paint, that's also a positive. Doesn't scratch the paper. Those kinds of things. And I'm just using Canson watercolor paper. Nothing terribly fancy for practicing or for putting something simple down like this today. There we go. So now I just have some simple roses on there. Very, very simple, but loose. And then I'm gonna grab some greens and start making some leaves. And again, same stroke. Doesn't have to be perfect. That's really wet stroke. And again, we can take some of this paint off. We don't have to have it so wet. Just take that brush on there and pick it up like that. I don't seem to have a whole lot of color in that. I have a whole lot of water though. There we go. Okay. Same. Push down and pull back up. Simple brush stroke. Doesn't have to be fancy. And then I'm just gonna add random leaves here and there just to kind of fill the paper. And leaves are quite satisfying to paint. Like they just make me happy to do them. Okay, we need some over here with our 3 roses. And these are pretty well dry over here, I think. They look like they're pulling a little bit, but not bad. You could use this, you know, for a card, a greeting card, or just for pretty, just for fun. I was showing my sister Deb the other night my practice book, and she goes, "You could sell your practice book." And I was kind of mortified by that thought. I was like, my practice book, I don't show that to very many people because it is just that. It's a practice book, and to me it looks like a practice book. That's what it's for. And she's very kind because she thinks my stuff's great. And one great reason to love your sister, right? Always kind. So there we go. We've got some colors down, and just simple. And it did not take us very long to create this. You know, 5-10 minutes of relaxing. Just make those wonderful shapes, relax your mind, and just think happy thoughts. Hope you all have a great evening.